Welcome back. So, today I want to talk about the mental place that starting a business puts you, in my experience, anyways. So, by the end of this video, I'd like to go through a small list of what I've been through and be able to ask questions of entrepreneurs or self-starters that I've reached with this video, and I hope I do reach you. So, I've got a small list, bullet point list, that I'd like to kind of go through. And obviously, these experiences are going to be kind of different for everyone, but I think with business, there's a general similar experience that everybody kind of has to go through. And I just wanted to share my struggles and ask what it was like in these moments for you. So I've got my list here, and going from 1 to 5. And I've got a few stages here, if you will. So, first stage for me was actually starting the business. So, actually going on the Government of Ontario, going through the Ontario Business Registry, going through CRA to actually get the numbers that you need. So, you would get your business identification number from Government Ontario, and then as you get that, you use that number to get a business number from the Ontario Business Registry, and then with that number you can finally get to CRA, where you can get your RT number for your taxing. So I did all that, and that's exciting. At first it's like, yeah, I'm actually doing it, I have the name of the company, I have what I'm going to do, and here's the start. Like, finally things are in motion for me, and you have this sense of direction that feels good that moment. And you go through all your things, like, I have my idea, these are the packages I'm going to offer, and this is where I'm going to offer my services, this is my location, these are the cities I'm willing to do, and that's fine. Then you get to the second stage for me, which was the setup work, which is the lengthy things that take up time. Stuff like making a logo, a banner, a Facebook page, your ad images, and your descriptions. And that's where you've put time in, and you start to feel the magic kind of fade away. And then it really fades away after you have made your ad images, and you actually post your ads, make your posts, and you've paid $9 to post your ad on Kijiji. And you think, well, yeah, it's $9, but if you don't do anything with it, the return on investment is 0%. That's $9 that you have essentially wasted, and that sticks with you. Even though it's $9, it'll stick with you for the rest of your journey, in my experience so far anyways. Then the magic really dies as you're making your portfolio, as you make a pricing sheet, and as you make your other lists. For me, like an inspection list, thinking, okay, this is what needs to be done in these things. So you make your inspection list, you make your punch list, this is what needs to be fixed. And then you get to your privacy and scope statement, and that's a killer. I tell you, that's a killer. Now you're doing the really boring stuff, like stating, this is what I do, this is what I clearly do, and this is what's supposed to protect you legally, and that kind of sucks to go through. Then your magic is dying. Then you hit something, which the third stage for me, which is what I call the discouraging outreach. So this is where you're messaging, where you're prospecting, where you're pipelining, you're doing research, you're looking for the groups that you need to be in to find where your potential buyers, your clients, you're doing essentially the research of your local area to find out where the people that could use your services are. And then you not only have to be there, you have to get into those niches and get into those groups. You also have to communicate and build rapport. And you can't start with, hey, I'm so and so, this is my company, because at that point, you've already lost them. You can't enter with sales. You need to pipeline, which is introduce yourself, build some rapport, build trust, and go from there. And that can be very discouraging, because you will have no replies. You will absolutely have 0 replies. You should expect no replies. And if you do get replies, they will be usually negative. Very, very rarely will you get a good response. And a good response isn't a yes. A good response is a, okay, I'll think about it. Or I had this happen one time so far where he said, "Thank you for reaching out, and I will be considering these services in the future." That really starts to drain you. Next, you have the fourth step for me, which is hurry up and wait. So after doing lots of research, after doing lots of outreach, after doing lots of posting and updating your Kijiji ads, updating everything you can to keep yourself valid and up to date, you still receive nothing. You still have no attention. The people that got back to you that say, "Thank you for reaching out," or "I'll think about it," and the people that you followed up with and even may have had some conversations with, they don't get back to you. You're in a silent zone. That's when you begin to doubt yourself, your idea, your industry. And for me personally, I doubted my intelligence heavily. Not a day, and still not a day, goes by where I haven't thought, am I an idiot? I have to wonder, am I actually unintelligible? Because it seems like I can't figure out how to do this, despite doing it for X amount of time. In my case, I started the company January 1st of 2026, and so it's in its infancy still. It's only been a month and 8 days, and people will probably scoff at that and say, like, a business takes a long time to build up. And that scares me, actually, because if it's this quiet, this dead, and makes me feel this way, by feel this way, I mean, I'm trying to offer a good service to people. How come you can't see that? And why, if I'm offering a good service, why does it feel like I'm robbing people? Why does it feel like I'm trying to rob them? If it's that, then it's going to be even tougher as the company grows, because it's only been 20 days since I've actually pivoted the original idea of the company to what it is now. With change and pivoting and uncertainty, it really messes with me, and the struggles make me feel like I'm kind of useless and I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's true. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I want to know what I'm doing. And so you doubt yourself, your idea, your industry, your intelligence. And that's when you start to procrastinate on outreaching. I haven't outreached or cold messaged in probably about a week now. And you start posting every other day rather than daily. And obviously that's going to damage your business. But my point is, there's such a hurdle that is created mentally. It almost feels like, why keep going? Now, I'm a firm believer that if you do easy things, life's going to be hard. But if you do hard things, life is going to be easy. Because I've lived a very comfortable and easy life, and I'm ready to move on to the harder things. I want to do the harder things. Here I am trying to do the harder things, and I'm feeling very defeated and unsure what the next step is. And so, number 5, the 5th stage, is I have no idea. And so the point of this video is to invite you, hopefully I'm reaching entrepreneurs, to message me. I'm leaving an email in the description, and I'm inviting you to call me, have a meeting with me, do a Zoom meeting. It doesn't have to be public. We can do it privately. As long as I have conversations, that's all that matters to me. So if you've been through these struggles, and or you are going through these struggles, I would love to be able to talk to you. And I have some questions for you. First, how did you overcome, or how are you overcoming these struggles, these quiet replies, the lack of replies? How do you get past that? Is it always like this? And is it like this for everybody in every industry? What am I doing wrong? What could I do right instead of wrong? If you've been through this, what was it that pushed you? What was it that energized you? What was it that made you say, all right, I know I'm getting nothing, I'm going to continue going anyways? How did you get through that? What is your willpower? What is your why power? What is your how power? How did you do all that? I invite you to finish my bullet list. Give me number 5 so that I may understand what to expect and what's coming next. I'd be happy to discuss what it is my business does, what I'm attempting to do, what I have originally pivoted and derived from, and why I did it. We could have a wonderful conversation about your business, what you did, and how I can implement that into my business and find success. So if that sounds like you, if I've caught your attention, please message me via this email down here. And I check it every day, check daily. I will get back to you as soon as possible, and we could have a wonderful chat. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.